Just a very quick announcement before the weekly horoscope. I'm having a free webinar on Sunday about planetary symbols and glyphs. It will be very deep, it will be very interesting. You can join us for free. Links are below, or if you're watching later, you will find the recording. I hope I'll see you there. Hello again, dear friends. I'm Marina with your weekly horoscope for the 16th of September through the 22nd. This week we have two major important astrology events that we need to begin with. Saturn, the planet of Capricorns, the planet of structure and material assessments, material achievements, is turning direct. That's very important, and it happens on Wednesday, the 18th of September. The other major important and very rare event is the square between Jupiter and Neptune, which is exact on Saturday the 21st. So that's what we are gonna start our interpretation with. However, we also have some other interesting aspects: Mars trining Pluto, Mercury squaring Saturn, and as usual we are gonna discuss all of that. Also, before I begin, let me invite you to my Facebook page, where currently there is an opportunity for you to win a free astrology calendar for 2020. Just follow the link below and you will find on the page the post with the important instructions of how you may do that. So also, let's begin with Saturn. Saturn, which is the ruler of time. Saturn, which is the ruler of the material stuff, you know, things that we can measure, that we can touch, that, you know, we can create as some kind of structure. All of that is ruled by Saturn. And here we have to start with the time frame. First of all, when we can feel this transition. As I said, the exact shift from retrograde to direct is on Wednesday the 18th. However, we may feel the impact before and after that as well, because it takes a couple of days, sometimes up to 1 week, for this shift to happen. You know, Saturn is moving, then it slows down. At a certain point it stops, it turns the direction, and then it slowly starts moving again. But until Saturn gets to its regular speed, you know, normal speed, high speed, it's still, you know, something that we need to be cautious with. And to be honest with you, today it's the 12th, yes, so almost a week before, you know, this transition when I'm filming the video, and I kind of already feel this energy. Of course, I'm a Capricorn. On top of that, Saturn right now is together with my Sun, so I can really feel that, but that applies to many other people as well, especially if you are a Capricorn, or if you have important planets on the 14th degree in Capricorn, or one of the other cardinal signs, Cancer, Aries, Libra. Those are the people who can feel the most this impact, and I would give here ±5 degrees. So basically, if between the 9th and the 19th degree in cardinal signs, these are the people who can really feel this transition. And I don't want to say that this is something bad. Of course, it may have some kind of requirements for us, but this is also a great time to just slow down. You know, Saturn does not support hurrying up, rushing through things, you know, switching between one thing and another. That's not Saturn's game. Saturn is about stability. Saturn is about consistency, about being reasonable, being precise, being responsible. about the things that you would like to materialize, or things that you want to be long-lasting, or things that you want to be stable. So basically, during the whole week between the 16th and the 22nd, it might be a time when things require more time. But here it's very important to have acceptance and to respect time, to respect the process, to respect the fact that we need to work harder. But where is the reward here? The reward is that if you're really hardworking, if you are very strict, very responsible, basically if you respect everything that Saturn loves, eventually Saturn will bring you higher rewards or higher success even than Jupiter. We are kind of used to love Jupiter and think that, oh, Jupiter is the best, oh, Jupiter will make me happy and successful. This might happen, but it may not be so long lasting, especially if you don't really deserve it. With Saturn, it's kind of the opposite. It may take you longer time, it might be difficult, and you really need to deserve what you are dreaming of or what you would like to create in your life. But Saturn gives you what you deserve, and that's another reason why we also consider Saturn as one of the planets of karma, because karma, it's justice basically. We get what we deserve, and that's it, which is great, which means that if you work hard, if you are consistent, eventually everyone gets what they deserve. So next week, respect time, respect boundaries, be responsible, be consistent, and don't get frustrated. Don't fall into the trap of feeling disappointed or feeling like, you know, well, what's the point? What's the meaning here? No, accept everything with humility, with respect. And I can assure you that after that, things can shift for you. This week, while Saturn is moving that slow, changing directions and so on, it's also a great time to look into yourself. Why am I saying this? I'm saying it because Saturn shifts from retrograde to direct. And the retrograde motion of the planets affects us more internally. So the last couple of months while Saturn was retrograde, this was more a time of, you know, restructuring something internally. Maybe some kind of personal rules that we have, maybe some kind of personal boundaries that we need to put or we need to change. It might be different for different people. And also to pay attention to how strict we are with ourselves, with our commitments, with our long-term plans, with what we want to create in the outer world. But here the main message is that the outer world is just a reflection of your inner world. And if you want to create something outside of you, it always begins with you and with your own rules, with your own principles, with your own commitment, responsibility. So think about it, you know, just make a reassessment of the past couple of months while Saturn was retrograde. Did something change for you? Or maybe now you may realize what needs to be changed. And here, after Saturn turns direct, basically after next week, it's time also to make the internal changes external. So you may realize that now something needs to be improved, something needs to work differently. And Saturn is very powerful right now. Saturn is in Capricorn, the 14th degree in Capricorn. So it's all about the principles, the rules, the laws, and how patient we are? Do we want to create something meaningful for others as well? Something with potential social impact, something related to career, one of the favorite areas of Saturn. So make a short reassessment of your life, of your own principle. As I said, start with yourself. What's inside of you, inside of your mind, inside of your personal rules, and then move that or use that as a template for what you want to create outside of you. But always remember that those things are kind of connected. So what else do we have here about Saturn? Well, maybe we can share just with one word how this can impact each of the signs. So very briefly, for Aries, Saturn will affect 10th house, so it's about career. For Taurus, Saturn affects 9th house, so it's about your long-term goals and your philosophy. For Gemini, it's 8th house, so it's about investments, it's about mutual finances, it's about exchange of energy. For Cancer, it's 7th house. Okay, yeah, I need to think about it. So, but it's 7th house, so relationships and partnerships. For Leo, it's 6th house, so career, work, responsibilities, health. For Virgo, 5th house, your love life, your children, your creativity. For Libra, it's 4th house, family, home, properties. For Scorpio, it's 3rd house, so education, information, friendships, contacts. Then for Sagittarius, it's 2nd house, finances, money, resources, energy. For Capricorn, of course, it's all about you and everything that you are doing, your own plans, your goals, your actions, your behavior, everything. For Aquarius, it's 12th house, so it's more like internally what's going on, the invisible, the subconscious, the past in a way. And for Pisces, it's 11th house, so your ideals, your vision of the future, your groups and communities that you are part of. So keep in mind also to consider your sun and ascendant sign. They both work. And in those concrete areas, basically, you may feel Saturn's impact. You may feel, like it's time maybe to change the rules. Maybe it's time for you to externalize what you want to create, or, a new vision, new material results might appear, might be manifested in your life, especially in those concrete areas that we just mentioned for the 12 signs. So it's kind of a new phase for us, and Saturn will be direct for months ahead. So it's time to really focus externally on those achievements we want to materialize, on those plans in terms of career, in terms of some kind of structures. And it's easier actually to see those visible results when Saturn is already direct. And of course that applies not only for next week, actually it applies for the months after next week. Specifically this week, well, just keep something in mind, that you have to be very precise. You have to be very consistent. You may need to work harder for something. But as we said, the rewards are waiting for you as long as you deserve them. So I think that we gave the needed respect to Saturn as usual. And we can move to the other major astrology aspect during this the upcoming week, which is the square between Jupiter and Neptune, the two rulers of the sign Pisces. In the modern astrology, it's also considered that both of the planets are also ruling Sagittarius, which may or may not be the case. Jupiter for sure, for Neptune, maybe. But anyway, this is the third time that we have experienced this aspect. I think the first time was around January, and then around the beginning of the summer we had the second square. So now during September, that's the final, the last time that we have this square, Jupiter and Neptune. The exact degrees are 17. So Jupiter is 17 degrees in Sagittarius, and Neptune 17 degrees in Pisces. Well, first of all, the two planets are extremely strong. They are both in the signs that they feel most comfortable in, and they can truly represent everything that they can potentially, which is very important, by the way. And the square is a challenging aspect, but what does the challenging aspect means basically? It doesn't necessarily mean that this is something negative or something bad. It means that there needs to be a change. We need to change something, or we need to work harder for something, or we need to shift something. And Jupiter and Neptune, when they are combined, things might be really exaggerated. So we may really overestimate something. We can make it bigger than it actually is. This might apply, for example, to some kind of illusions that we have, some kind of unrealistic expectations, some goals which are not possible for the current moment. But at the same time, this aspect may allow us to dream more than usual, you know, to kind of see different horizons, to be extremely creative, to be extremely inspired. Now, another question is, how realistic is that? Because this is an aspect which potentially can bring some kind of disappointments. That's the truth, that's the reality. But there is always something positive behind that, because the potential disappointment or frustration may actually push you to do another step, to, you know, work harder, to change something. You know, changes come, especially the conscious change, when we don't feel comfortable where we are, when we want something more, we want something better. So even if you feel kind of frustrated, disappointed, or you realize that something was not exactly as you have planned it to be, well, look at that from a different perspective and try to see the potential resources, try to see the opportunities which allow you to grow. Where is it that you can improve something about yourself, about your skills, about your dreams, and just work, just go for it. That's what we have to do. But as I said, sometimes, you know, the aspect actually brings more, and it's not necessarily bad, you know, more in a bad way. It could be more like extreme inspiration, like vision for the future, which is, you know, something others may not be able to understand immediately. But it really touches you, it touches your soul, it really inspires you. And it's up to you how you're gonna use this energy. But it's really time to work also with your own beliefs. Jupiter and Neptune are in a way related also to religion. And it's not necessarily, you know, like a strict system, like this understanding of religion. It could be more like a belief. So what is it that you need to change in terms of your own belief system? Are there some kind of limiting beliefs, something which is completely not true, but you still allow it to affect you. Or you may access this more constructively. So even if you don't have those bad limiting beliefs, then think about which are the positive beliefs that you would like to plant in your mind, in your consciousness. That's also a great way to approach this. And remember that there might be lots of expansion, there might be lots of exaggeration, there might be lots of new spiritual ideas, sensations, desires, which can be great, of course. So it is kind of an ending phase of one of those cycles that we have. The beginning was January, the first time that we had this aspect. Then there was a turning point around the beginning of the summer, and now it's the last phase, the last time that we have it. So something might become clearer, or at least may shift something which potentially happened at the beginning of the year. So think about it, you know, what is it that you need to process? What is it that you need to change? All right, so also one more thing, about the signs which will be affected the most. Of course, these are, first of all, Sagittarius and Neptune, but also the other mutable signs may feel very strong this aspect as well, which are Gemini and Virgo. So those four signs, especially if you have a planet, cusp of a house around this degree, the 17th degree. Or you can give it a small orbis as well, of course, plus minus something. But these are the signs that really need to think about it, to process this energy and to shift something, to change something, for putting more efforts towards a spiritual goal or a spiritual practice, or for an active meditation. This combination can be great, actually. And to tell you the truth, also, I had an idea about how we can combine this aspect, the square Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn being stationary. So there has to be some kind of spiritual practice which requires from you to give up from something or to stand still. You know, Saturn really likes to focus when things are not moving outside, but they are becoming more intense internally. So, for example, a meditation practice which requires from you to stand still like for 10, 15, maybe even 30 minutes a day, or a silence meditation or a silence practice. Those are great things that can allow you to process the energy easier. And as we said, just giving up from something that is not necessary. For example, if you love eating chocolate like I do, well, consciously you may put some boundaries or rules for yourself. No chocolate. And in the spiritual area, actually, there is a practice, it's called ascesa, when we are consciously giving up from something in the name of something else that we would like to have or achieve. Saturn affecting you in a way, for example, if Saturn is squaring your moon right now or triggering something else in a challenging way, this is a great step that can help you. All right, so let's move forward with our weekly horoscope. And of course, as usual, we are starting from Monday, the 16th of September. Now, here also I would like to begin with the fact that the moon is in Aries. What does it mean when the moon is in Aries? This is kind of a new period for us. You know, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. On top of that, it's Monday. So Monday can be really great for a new beginning, for starting something, initiating something, being brave, being proactive, being more independent. the risk is that sometimes you might be more willing, or you may find yourself more confronting with others. This might happen, but on the other side, you may feel a stronger flow of energy, especially physical energy, to do something, to change something, to move forward. This is a fire energy, so it is about taking action. And the other important thing for Monday is the quintile between Mercury and Jupiter. So Mercury and Jupiter are the two planets related to knowledge. Mercury, it's more the practical mind, the concrete information, the details, the facts that we have. Jupiter, it's more related to our philosophy, our deeper understanding, our ability to connect things in a bigger picture, to see the bigger meaning in something. And the quintile is an aspect which can bring change. So on Monday, we can expect some kind of change. Maybe about something that we know, maybe about something that we plan, maybe it's a new information that might come. Maybe this could be like a variety which can make our day more exciting, but just be open to try something new. Maybe a new idea might come to you of how you can improve something, of how you can make certain goal come true. So just open your mind, and overall this is a dynamic, interesting, exciting day. The 17th of September, Tuesday. Two things we need to discuss which are kind of, opposing each other, kind of contradictory to each other. From one side, the moon is in Taurus. So it means more stability, more grounded energy, more practical approach, focus on material things, on being patient, taking care of the body, of ourselves, which is great. But on the other side, we have a quincunx between Mercury and Uranus. And this aspect requires, but also suggests that there will be some kind of shift. There might be some kind of, instability, ups and downs, unexpected changes. And from one side, we need this calmness, we need this patience, we need this relaxation in a way. But at the same time, Mercury and Uranus are pushing us. They are knocking on the door, maybe bringing you a new idea, a new desire, maybe something unexpected as a surprise. So we have to keep some level of flexibility here. Not always easy with the moon in Taurus, but on the positive side, this combination can bring some new exciting ideas, very original ideas, something, which is sometimes can be even a revolutionary idea. And at the same time, the moon in Taurus can help us to remain grounded. So, not just to have those woohoo ideas that, no one can understand and no one can use them, but to find a way to use those exciting, extraordinary ideas into something material, into something practical. So it could be quite constructive. The 18th of September, Wednesday, our favorite Saturn is turning direct. The 14th degree in Capricorn, so Capricorns, but also Aries, Cancer, Libra. Be careful, pay attention to yourself, remain calm, slow down, don't rush things too much. Be wise, be hardworking, and remember that even if you don't see the immediate results, eventually you will get what you truly deserve. So just do the right thing. That's the favorite motto of Saturn. Do the right thing. The other thing on Wednesday, a quintile between Venus and Jupiter. This aspect can bring some kind of changes, positive changes in regards to relationships, to our love life, to our emotional experiences, positive surprises, or some kind of expansion, some kind of gifts which we might receive, or just more variety in terms of our love life. The transit moon is in Taurus during Wednesday as well, so grounded, stable, fixed energy. So whatever you want to do, you have to be very patient, especially on Wednesday. And just, stay in touch with reality. Keep your feet on the ground. Connecting with nature, by the way, can also be a great way to process the energy, to just, if there is something which is like a burden for you, which you feel like, wow, it's overwhelming, wow, I cannot handle it. Well, let the earth take care of this, just make a short meditation, a visualization, how all of that tension, whatever you cannot process, it's just going outside of you through the feet to Mother Earth, and she is able to heal this energy and yourself. Just an idea. September the 19th, Thursday, we have the most powerful aspect during the whole week, trine between Mars and Pluto, the two planets which represent willpower, Mars being the personal will, Pluto being the collective will. This is an aspect which can make you extremely motivated to do something, can make you stronger, can make you more focused, more passionate, more powerful, more capable also of influencing other people with your actions especially and mostly, but also with your attitude, maybe how you approach others as well. The trine is in the earth signs. Mars is in Virgo, Pluto is in Capricorn. So a very stable energy, very positive energy for material tasks and goals related to career, related to something that requires working really hard, but also being confident that you can get where you want to get, that you can impact other people. So for business, this is one of the best aspects that we can have. And remember, it's always about taking action. Mars, it's about doing something, being brave, not in the reckless way, not rushing things and reacting impulsively, but by using the focused energy of your attention, of your desires, of your long-term goals. And Mars is also having another aspect on Thursday as well, square and a half with Uranus. And this is an interesting combination which potentially can make you more impulsive, or can bring a stronger desire to do something very different, to do something brand new, to have more excitement, to have more variety. So there is a risk here that we might overreact, or there is a risk also that we can do something which we have not planned. The positive about this situation is that all of those planets, Mars, Pluto, Uranus, they are all in the earth signs. So we are more likely to to keep some level of being reasonable. And it's after all a minor aspect. However, be careful with all kinds of machine stuff, equipment, cars, if you're driving, if you're traveling, just a little bit more cautiousness. And Uranus is having another aspect, but with Venus, quincunx aspect, which can bring something unexpected in regards to love, to relationships, to negotiations, or how we connect to the people that we love. There might be something which we are not prepared for, something new, something exciting At first, there might be some level of stress related to it as well. But eventually, if we process that, we may realize that, well, it is a positive change, and yes, it's more exciting, and yes, it's so much more interesting. So, two aspects of Uranus on Thursday. Be ready for the unexpected and for some kind of change. The moon is in Taurus until 4 p.m. Eastern time, so feet on the ground. Focus on material stuff. Be more patient. However, after 4 p.m., the moon will ingress in Gemini. So there might be more variety, things may move faster. There might be also a stronger desire to connect to others, to communicate, to socialize. So there is a shift, basically, in the evening on Thursday. The 20th of September, Friday, Moon in Gemini, trining Mercury and Venus in Libra. What a beautiful combination. This is the most positive, harmonious day for communication, for connecting with other people, for socializing, and for all kinds of negotiations with business partners, with business associates, or with friends. It doesn't really matter. In all areas, it could be positive. For intellectual projects, intellectual activities, if you need to write something, maybe you need to write your resume or an application for a new job or something else, it doesn't matter. This is a great energy that can help you to express your ideas, to have also more imagination, to be more creative. So a very, very nice aspect for expression, verbal, written, expression of feelings and emotions, just great. Then the 21st of September, Saturday, the exact aspect between Jupiter and Neptune. We talked about this aspect already, and I'm sure that we won't feel the aspect only on Saturday. It's such a major aspect that it affects us for a couple of weeks actually. And it could be a great time to make some kind of meditation, maybe to think about your goals, to think about your own beliefs. What would you like to change? Where is the area where you can improve? Where is your potential for improvement? And just go for it. Moon in Gemini on Saturday, so also positive for socializing, spending time with friends, spending time reading a wonderful book or researching something or learning something new. It's fantastic. And the 22nd of September, this is the time that MarStars Astrology Academy begins. So if you haven't joined us yet, this is your very last chance to do that, by the way. And we have Mercury and Saturn squaring each other. What does it mean? It means that we need to work, and we need to work harder for something. We can be really focused to achieve some kind of result. We can be extremely focused to learn something. We can be very strict about time. There is a risk, of course, with the challenging aspects of Saturn. There is a risk of feeling kind of sad or being very, very serious. Your mood, your thoughts can be very serious. You may feel like, whoa, it's taking me more time to do what I want today. Or I don't feel like, I have new ideas. That's okay, and that's completely normal for such an aspect. So don't push yourself too much. And the moon in Cancer this day can help you actually to focus more on personal things. Focus more on your family, the people that you love. Focus on your emotional needs. You may notice also that people are more sensitive when the moon is in Cancer. People can react, or they can actually overreact to things you say, to how you treat them, what you are doing for them. So be cautious of that. And, you know, especially be cautious of how you are using words. With this Mercury-Saturn square, people may take things too personally. They, you know, may feel like, whoa, I'm not respected, they don't appreciate me, so I will just stay in my world and, you know, leave other people. Well, it's just temporary, and be aware of that, you know, internal possible dialogue that people might have. And, you know, when you are kind, when you are sensitive towards other people, you can always take care of it. That, my friends, was the weekly horoscope. I hope it helps for you. You can always come back, listen to one of the days specifically, and see what you can do with this day. Don't forget, MarStars Astrology Academy is starting. We are waiting for you. And also the free webinar about planetary symbols and glyphs, and how, basically, what do they represent. You can join us live on Sunday. If you're watching this video later, then you will find the link for the recording, and you can always come back and watch it. You will find lots of valuable information. And on the Facebook page, you will find more about our game and how you can get a free 2020 astrology calendar. Take care, and I'll see you next week.